On India First, I want to revisit our top story, and that is the recovery of 52 kilograms of explosives, very neatly packed in small packets of 125 grams each, and the recovery of 50 detonators in Kashmir Valley. And this has been found not far from Pulwama. Remember, Pulwama was where 40 brave CRPF personnel were targeted by Jaish-e-Mohammed terrorists from Pakistan using a local Kashmiri terrorist as the suicide bomber. But the bomb that time had been put together by a Pakistani terrorist. But for more on this recovery, I quickly want to cut across to India Today's editor defense, Abhishek Bhalla. Abhishek, the army chief is in North Kashmir. The situation both along the line of actual control and the line of control remains extremely tricky. And then this recovery, what more can you add?
Gaurav, we often hear about the 2.5 front war, and this is a period that, the Indian forces are going through this in reality. There is a lot of aggression at the line of actual control that we've been reporting from here in Ladakh. At the same time, at the line of control, there is action almost every day. There are ceasefire violations, and with this big seizure, massive seizure of explosives, more than 50 kilos of explosives have been seized, 50 detonators. What is being suspected is that this was another Pulwama kind of attack that was being planned. So it's very clear that the Indian forces, the Indian security establishment has a lot of challenges at its hand. And at a time when there is belligerence from the Chinese side at the line of actual control, there is another front which is very active at the line of control and also in mainland Kashmir. And that's the reason why the army chief was here in Ladakh a few days ago, visiting forward locations, getting an assessment of what the situation is. And now he is there in North Kashmir, got a sense of what's happening at the line of control.
Let me quickly bring in Colonel Rohit Dev. He's a national security expert. He's commanded his battalion in very difficult situations. Colonel Dev, your appreciation, are we already looking at 2.5 fronts being activated?
Gaurav, that is exactly the case, and you don't expect anything lesser. In fact, it's 3.5. The third one now is COVID, which is a national challenge. And you imagine the troops who are there getting rotated, redeployed, going from peace to field locations. All challenges are also applicable to our forces, the quarantine measures and everything else. So we are fighting a very tough time as soldiers, and kudos to our soldiers who are coping up with the LC, they are coping up with LAC, and they are coping up with internal security in Kashmir and other regions of the country. So this is going to only continue and escalate till about November, December, till the passes close. And then you will have some sort of a closure coming in and freezing of action both at the LC and the LAC. And I'm quite sanguine that the forces will be a little better at that moment. But we have to cater for all these fronts, and especially when we have moved our reserves to the LAC from
there is clear and present danger. Absolutely. Reserves have now been moved to the line of actual control. Reserves also activated along the line of control, given Pakistan and China may collude at least in one part of Ladakh, which is the Daulat Beg Oldie sector and the Siachen Glacier.